Good morning, YouTube. Tennessee Wingman with you. It's Sunday morning, about 7 a.m. I'm all loaded up, packed up, headed down to Thomasville, Georgia, which is about 15 miles from the Florida state line. Go down and visit family and friends. I've never shot a video on an interstate, so I'm about to get on I-24, headed to Chattanooga. Thought I'd see how that works out. It's my best time of day to ride. I love to ride early in the morning. Not a lot of people like to do that. But it's peaceful and the traffic's light and it's cool. Makes me feel alive. Well, what do you think about that Sahara dust storm we're having? Yesterday was kind of hazy and kind of blocked out the sun, and don't know what today will be like. See if we can get this big monster up to highway speed. Cruise control, let it roll. I hope the audio picks up. I hope it's not too much wind. But this was an experiment, so it'll let me know what we're doing. Looks like there was a wreck right there. Ain't gonna be a whole lot to see today, just riding down the interstate. Watch the traffic go by. Looks like my estimated time arrival is 2:24. That doesn't account for gas stops, so put about 3 of those in there. You'll have about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And we'll pray that everything goes well. We're at mile marker 85, I-24 eastbound. We're about 100 miles from Chattanooga. Everybody has different ways they ride the interstate. I don't like to ride slow on the interstate. It makes me nervous. Cars coming up behind you, they're on their cell phone, they're not looking for you. Next thing you know, they give you a nice bump on the interstate and you go spilling away. They won't even feel it. I normally set my cruise to where I can overtake traffic about this speed. I can keep my eye on them. And I don't get in trouble by the popo. I don't like to get out beside the 18-wheelers and get stuck. That makes me nervous. I've had two incidences where I've been sitting beside an 18-wheeler and one of the tires goes. And I know the common myth is that it'll blow you off your bike. It will not. The debris came out of one. I was just behind it. It came out and went by me. The other one, I was just past it when it went and I heard it. I looked back and I could see the debris in the mirror. But I overtake these 18-wheelers pretty fast, so I don't get stuck out here. Number one, if they want to change lanes. Number two, if anything happens. I don't want it to happen to me. run a whole lot of footage coming down the interstate, because it is pretty boring, but it gives me an opportunity to let people know what I think, which don't mean a whole lot. How did you get started riding motorcycles? I know a lot of us started early age. I started real early age, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, somewhere around there. Been on motorcycles all my life. And I've retired, so you know that tells you about how old I am. But I've never lost the excitement I get from the performance of a motorcycle. It's like everybody else is flying a 747 and you're in a F-16. A lot of riders don't realize what advantage you have with the power you have. It can get you out of a lot of situations. You can scoot and move when you have to. I've ridden Honda CBs, 550, 650, 750, Kawasaki 900, Yamaha XS 1100. Built a few race bikes back in the 70s. Drag race bikes. Even rode a ZX-10 Ninja for a while. That was a whole lot of fun, but it was only for about a half hour at a time. But man, that thing had some performance. Woo! I like it. I've had a few hot rods, four-wheelers, Mustangs. I'm a big Ford fan. I had a 65 fastback and two 67s. I had an 83. I never had the one I really wanted. My dream car, for me, I'd like to do one more hot rod. I'd like a 69 Mach 1. I know everybody says the Boss is the best. I want a Mach 1. I like the way it looks. Don't know if I'll ever get around to doing that or not. The ocean's that way. I'll be about 40 miles from the ocean when I get down here. I grew up in that area. Spent a whole lot of weekends camped out on the beach. Talked the Army into stationing me in Hawaii for 3 years. Don't know how I managed that, but it was fun. My last year in Hawaii, I was a military policeman. I walked a beat on Waikiki Beach. Well, somebody had to do it. Go down here about another 60 miles. We'll start up Mount Eagle. It was made famous in the song Bandit. When we get down there, I'll start recording again. Come on over, 18-wheeler. Thank you, sir. GoPro, stop recording.